Hi. So far we have been seeing the different data types that is present in Python programming language. Now let's understand in common perspective what is data and how to represent that in any machine learning system. So to understand that, we will first understand how to represent numbers, meaning numerical data, in different forms. So first, there are two different types of data in broader sets. One is quantitative data and the other one is qualitative data. What is quantitative data? To answer that question, these two categories, the continuous type and the discrete type, belongs to the quantitative category. So these are general mathematics, what you would have studied in school days. Any continuous number from minus infinity to plus infinity will be falling under continuous category. So these are real valued numbers with a decimal place contained. So in nature we will be able to find multiple examples for continuous numbers, right from weight, height information, all these are continuous values, because it will say there is 45.5 kilogram, or height if we take 160.5 kgs. All these are continuous values. There is a real value and there is a decimal place as well. Okay, so this is what continuous category is. Next, coming to discrete category. Discrete category stands for whole numbers. So what are whole numbers? Any numbers without a decimal place is called as whole numbers. So in nature, whatever numbers we are able to count, natural numbers, whatever we are able to count, will be called as discrete. Examples will be number of seats in a bus, number of tickets sold in a theater. All these are examples for discrete category. Okay, whole numbers without any decimal place, and the range is pretty much defined. Height cannot go up to infinity. There is a limit for a human being's height, which can be from say 20 centimeters till 200 centimeter or something like that. Sorry, yeah, 160, 170 is average, can be 200 centimeter. So we can, I guess you would have got the idea. So ultimately there will be a limit which we will be able to define for discrete numbers. Okay. And the other category is qualitative. Now, how qualitative differs from quantitative is, these are not directly quantified, but we try to quantify that information, meaning we are trying to convert it into numbers. An example for nominal data type is, let's consider there are different categories of fruits. So if you have watched the introduction lecture, there we would have mentioned a concept called classification, and there will be three different fruits in that classification example, like apple, orange and grape. So for all these three different categories, I have to represent this with I want to convert this into a numerical equivalent. So what I would do is, blindly I will assign different unique values for each category. So whenever I am going to, whenever there is apple in my data, I replace it with 0. Whenever there is orange, with 1, and grape with 2. So these are the number representation for a categorical data, which will be called as nominal. Okay, so representing a categorical information with a discrete data type would be called as a nominal data. Now coming to ordinal. So what is the difference between ordinal and nominal? It is almost same, but there will be a rank order in the data represented. In this case of representing a categorical information, apple, orange, grape, all these are different, unique and independent values. There is no relationship between each and every fruit. But in case of a student grade, say a student grade may be containing from low, medium, high. So in this case, low will be 0, medium will be 1, and high will be 2. So this case of representing categorical information with a number, and there will be an inherent order in the number. Like we know high is the bigger value, number 2 is high, 1 will be medium and 0 will be low. This kind of inherent ordering in the data and representing it for a categorical information is called as ordinal data type. Okay, so these are ultimately discrete values, nothing else, discrete values. But now the third type is ratio. What is ratio? Ratio stands for any numerical value that is measured against proportionately. For example, take the case of a student mark. A student mark can be represented say 50 out of 100. So in this case, when we call it as a percentage of 50, this is against 100. So against a whole value, we are representing a number. This kind of representing continuous values or in decimal places is called as ratio. So it can be even 50.5 or something. You can even take continuous values, but it is measured against another proportion. So that will be called as a ratio data type. Okay, but it is ultimately a continuous value. Now coming to the fourth and final data type, which is called as interval. Now interval data type is it occurs naturally in multiple places. For example, time is an example for interval data type. If you take time, there is a limit 0 to 60, there is an interval, this is for seconds, and similarly 0 to 60 for minutes and 0 to 60 for hours. So there is an interval within which the numbers can take value. So this is how we represent an interval information. Again, the value within this interval can be either continuous or discrete. There is no limitation in this kind of representation. Okay, but it occurs within a limit. So this kind of data is called as interval data type. Now we understood in nature or data whatever we collect can be of any of this following type. So and ultimately what we will do, we will be representing it in the form of numbers, either a integer or a float number. So the integer number will be, the discrete category will be of integer type, and the float category will be of continuous type. So this is a general understanding first we need to have with us. So next we will proceed with further lectures building on top of this data type. Now we will see an example for these data types. So for this I am considering a sample data set. There are only 4 rows of information I have taken and some features, n features I have considered. Now let's try to figure out what are the different data types each column stands for. So in this, say the first column, dress ID, this is a numerical column, so we can treat this as a discrete value. So just make sure you are able to guess the data types correctly by pausing the video and then make a guess. The next type is style. Style, the feature style contains, there are some few categories: sexy, casual, vintage, brief. So it is a categorical information present already and there is no order in it. So this is a nominal data type. The next is price. Price, again it is represented in categorical format and there is an order. There is an order in it: low, high, average. So low, average, high is the order. So this will be of data type ordinal. Next is rating. Rating is can be of type continuous or it can be of type ratio. No, it's just plain continuous value. It cannot be a ratio type. It is not measured against any standard value. It is just 0 to 5, some intermediate value it is taking. So it will be a continuous value. The next column is size. It is just 2 different values which is categorical in nature. It's just we have captured only two different values, but there will be couple of categories, say small, medium, large, double XL, some of these categories. So all these are categorical information, and there is going to be order in it, so it is ordinal data type. So likewise, you will be able to predict or understand the different data types present in this sample data. This is how we will try to understand, and we will convert it into numbers programmatically. So whichever categorical data types or qualitative data types are present in any data set, we will have to convert it into a number data type programmatically. So those things we will look when we are seeing the specific lectures. Okay, so thank you, and we will meet in the next video lesson.